What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, and we're going to be continuing our journey through the offensive line, taking a look at the run game today. Didn't have the heart to do both the pass and run game yesterday. And what I'm actually going to do is start off with some positive runs. And the reason I'm doing that is because Todd Monken had a very unique strategy for how he wanted to draw out some positive runs, and that was using whams and influence traps. And we've seen them use this in the past with varied success, but it was pretty successful against the Browns. Really, what they're trying to do is get blockers into the second level, and I think that's a really big key, because you'll see when we look at some negative runs later, they're really struggling to do that in their base concepts. That's being inside zone, outside zone, power, those kind of base concepts. So we actually start here with the 59-yard gain from Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry finished with, I think it was 5.2 or 5.7 yards a carry. But you got to keep in mind 59 yards off of one carry. And the other, if you remove that one, then he was averaging about 2.7. So not a great day on the ground. And we'll look at that here in a second. So we're going to start with what is called a wham block. So Charlie Kolar is going to be our key here. You're going to see him motion and then be an insert block. And when I say an insert block or a wham block, he's going to basically motion across almost like a wide receiver waggle, and then insert right here behind Tyler Linderbaum, and that allows Linderbaum to release into the second level, and that's really what springs this. So you can see there's the waggle, and then right there, Charlie Kolar is going to essentially replace Tyler Linderbaum, and right there it allows Linderbaum to get into the second level. And as he does that, Rosengarten makes a nice play on the front side there, and Derrick Henry gets that space. And without Denzel Ward's speed, saved 2 touchdowns. It was here, and then Zay Flowers' 45-yard gain. So you're seeing right there. Boom, right there, and that allows Tyler Linderbaum to get into the second level. And this is such a key, because this is where Tyler Linderbaum is at his best. And, we'll also spotlight Roger Rosengarten here on the backside as he makes a key pivotal block right there, just getting enough on Devin Bush, and Derrick Henry runs through some tackles. So, looking at the question, is it Derrick Henry, is it his offensive line? Give him a little bit of space, give him some yards before contact, and good things will happen. So it's really the offensive line to me. We're going to see an influence trap here with Ronnie and Falele climbing, and we'll go back and break it down. But again, we're trying to get those blockers into the second level. And, what we're going to see is right off the trap, you're going to see both Voorhees and Rosengarten going out. You get the cross block here from Tyler Linderbaum. This is the clear. This is the critical block. So when we look at Linderbaum and Voorhees pre-snap, you're going to see the cross block from Linderbaum, and then you get Voorhees trapping in behind him. So as he's going to come across, he's going to block down the line, and you basically get a nice little parting of the Red Sea. So you get Linderbaum blocking left, Voorhees blocking right, and then you get Falele into the second level and Stanley into the second level, sealing the inside shoulders. And right there, Derrick Henry. If Falele could keep a little bit of leverage there, and Derrick Henry, I still think should have hit this hole pretty hard, but he's trying to see the wide side of the field getting over here. And, a nice tackle made there by Carson Schwessinger. But again, key piece here is getting those guys into the second level. So that's really what Todd Monken is intending to do here. So we're going to see another influence trap, this time Linderbaum and Ronnie climbing. And so same idea, you're going to see cross blocks from Daniel Falele and Roger Rosengarten. You see them get right in there, take care of that business. There's Tyler climbing to the second level. There's Ronnie climbing to the second level. So Tyler Linderbaum climbs to Bush. And you see right there, they want to seal this with, I guess it would be inside leverage for Linderbaum. No, it'd be outside leverage. Sorry, they're going to seal this with outside leverage. And they basically want to open this gap here. And you got likely climbing as well to try and hit that block. And so it was really just the DB, Denzel Ward, coming in there that took away that outside lane to Derrick Henry's right. But again, key piece here being that they want to get guys into the second level. Now, we're going to see on this play, you can't spam traps, and that's why teams don't do that. They are a hook. They are your curveball. They're not your fastball. They're not your jab. And so you're going to see right here, a fundamental problem is when linebackers, which in this case it'll be Devin Bush, when linebackers play downhill, you're going to see Ronnie Stanley needs to climb up to him, because it might look like Daniel Falele's fault, but Daniel Falele has to cross block. So you're going to get the exchange here between Tyler Linderbaum. So Tyler Linderbaum's going to cut across, and Falele is going to cut in behind him. So when you focus on that, they're going to exchange guys. So right there, that's where they're going to open this. Now, Ronnie Stanley should be, and I say should be, not that I think he should have done it on this play based on pre-snap alignment, but that's where you need to get him into that second level, right? So we got Rosengarten climbing, trying to seal that inside shoulder of Schlesinger, and then you want to get Ronnie over here. But if you look at the pre-snap alignment, Devin Bush is going to come forward right off the snap into the A gap. Ronnie can't get over there, and that's where Derek is going to run through contact, so I mean credit Derek there. But that's where you can run into problems when you're trying to spam this play. You're going to get another influence trap here that goes for a decent little gain, and right there, Derek's going to run through some contact. So that was really what they were trying to do in this game, but we started with some positive runs. I just wanted to focus on that because I think it's going to show what a key element is with their misses here in some of the negative plays. Now, here we are in the vaunted inside the 5, which should be so damn easy, but it's so damn hard with this team. You're going to see Voorhees on the ground. You're going to see Rosengarten fail to overtake, and a lot of this is just these guys don't step in and drive block. So if we focus on Andrew Voorhees, number 72, really just the idea here is just to work the double team, right? This looks like a duo concept. You got a double team between Voorhees and Linderbaum. You got a double team between Falele and Rosengarten. And these two double teams, we should be walking these defensive linemen into the second level. And instead, you're going to see Rosengarten fail to overtake. You're going to see Andrew Voorhees. Well, I can't really see it in this frame. Let me go back. Andrew Voorhees right there falls on his butt, or on his knees. And so they just can't walk these double teams up. They're running double teams on both sides, and they get no movement. It's unacceptable, and it happens so often. You're going to see again, actually on this play, I don't know if this was, so this is going to be a zone read, what I think is a zone read. And the reason I'm going to say that, if we watch what happens, so watch Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett goes completely uncontested. So based on the pre-snap alignment, if this was an inside zone play, which is what the front 5, the O-line, is going to zone block right. And so we'll see that right here off the snap. See, everybody takes that zone step to their right, but Myles Garrett is unblocked. Now, based on the pre-snap alignment, if this was inside zone, you would have Ricard and Andrews. You would have Ricard taking that inside zone step too. Why wouldn't you? But because of the snap, you can see the snap right there, snap into Lamar's hand. I think this is a zone read where Myles Garrett's your read man, which makes sense. Making a guy like Garrett your read man is absolutely the play. And the reason I think that is because if we look at Ricard, he's actually going to go right. So what's going to happen is, if this is truly zone read, is you would have your O-line zone blocking right with the handoff option there. So if Myles Garrett plays wide and plays Lamar, then that ball is handed off and the backside player is there. But the backside player, Myles Garrett, charges the mesh point. This should be a keep by Lamar Jackson, who's out there, and then there's Ricard with a block, there's Andrews with a block. So I think the bad snap, which goes right there, disrupts Lamar's timing, and he isn't able to make the read fast enough because he had to grab the ball. So the reason I say that is because his eyes end up looking down at the football trying to catch it, and he doesn't get the read on Myles Garrett. So that to me is a snap issue, and or it was just inside zone, and then in that case I don't understand the play design. So drop a comment down below if you guys have a different take. That's just how I'm reading it. We get in another play here. We are going to see just again down in the red zone, get the motion in, and you're going to get kind of a trap block here. So what has to happen is Voorhees needs to come across and block here, and Ronnie's going to climb. So actually makes a lot of sense based on the pre-snap alignment. This looks like it's going to be set up well, and you can see right here, again, we want to get Ronnie Stanley into Carson Schlesinger and get Derrick Henry behind him, but Andrew Voorhees just completely misses his block. Like plays Ring Around the Rosie. Even turns around. So Ring Around the Rosie with 93, which is Shelby Harris, and he makes the tackle. Like, I don't know how many times we can watch this. Like it was bad for Falele in the pass protection video. It's bad for Andrew Voorhees in the run blocking video, and this is the problem with the Baltimore Ravens inside guard or offensive guards. Now we're gonna get inside zone on this play. What I want you guys to focus on is the double team here between Linderbaum and Voorhees. This should be easy money between the two of them. They should be driving and climbing. They get no movement. And because they get no movement, and also Roger Rosengarten loses on the backside again, we see right here, he needs to cut inside and overtake this inside shoulder. So he should just be hard stepping, zone stepping, overtaking. Falele with the pass off. Falele climbs into Devin Bush. You should be working this double team and getting the overtake from Linderbaum, Voorhees into the second level. Pre-snap, this should line up really well. Right here, we should have Rosengarten making this block, Falele getting into Bush. We should already have Voorhees off this double team of Malik Collins, but they're still struggling to get off of it, and then one should be getting in to Schlesinger, and instead, they just don't get movement. This is a line that is not mean. They do not move bodies off the line of scrimmage, and it negatively impacts Derrick Henry. This is, you can put anybody back there. I don't know how they're going to make a ton of positive runs when you're not able to move bodies. It really is that simple. I have no issues with the play call in any of these. I think Todd Monken wants to draw out an identity of being his own run team, but he needs his guys up front. Doesn't matter what play you call, you got to move bodies, and they don't do it. Another issue here. So again, this doesn't look like a read because I don't think Lamar's actually reading. But you see what happens when you take out the zone read because of whatever it is Lamar Jackson's dealing with. The backside edge player just is able to charge the mesh point. Now, this is where the Ravens have had so much success because you would get this backside edge player having to account for number 8. And when that happens, it gives you a huge competitive advantage. This actually sets up not horribly. They got some blocks being made on the front side. And, well, I mean, Voorhees misses again. Again, can't work the double with Linderbaum, but you get that issue on the backside. So, if it isn't one thing, it's the other. Now you're going to get your right side, so we're going to focus on Rosengarten and Falele on the backside. They're going to go outside zone left and watch them both just drastically miss these blocks. 94, Mason Graham just swims Falele right there. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable to be this bad. Like, that is horrible. Doesn't even remotely move somebody. And again, ring around the rosy, turn around. That's the theme of this video. I should have made it the title. Rosengarten's not going to get anything on Bush. Granted, I mean, they're trying to play this play side, so Rosengarten wants to get out here and then seal block, so his block isn't as egregious. Daniel Falele's is horrible. Like, that is horrible, horrible, horrible football. And then when you're missing blocks and turning around, it's not good. It's not conducive for anything. Block here. This I actually think is a mistake by Isaiah Likely. He's going to motion and nobody blocks. So you're going to get a trap concept from Linderbaum and Voorhees. So Linderbaum is going to climb. Voorhees is going to come across. So right there, they're going to work that trap that we've been talking about. And I think Isaiah Likely was supposed to wham block here. And this was actually going to be that crunch call, which is a combination of trap and wham. And Likely just runs by it because nobody blocks 96. So Derrick Henry gets hit immediately because nobody blocks the defensive tackle. So that to me, and we've seen this play run before. The Ravens ran it 3 times earlier this year. This was the play that they ran against the Bills in the Week 4 game last year when Henry went for 84 yards. So again, you see right there, 96 comes uncontested. Likely kind of runs into Stanley. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to insert. Crunch is wham plus trap. We see the trap blocks. We see Rosengarten and Linderbaum in the second level. We saw the trap blocks from Falele and Voorhees. It looks like that. It just nobody whams here, and it looks like Isaiah Likely just doesn't run the right play. He needs to get in there and block 96. And then this play, really good example of a fundamental problem that you just can't fix this year, and that is they're going to line up, and I mean, Todd Monken is setting up this play, just like he did with the QB sneak with Mark Andrews. We never see this with Derrick Henry offset. That's why, look at all the Browns here. So they're reacting to this, and this is just a simple hand up the gut. And with Zay Flowers motioning here, this is a play that could be a triple option eventually, where you have the fake handoff, Lamar rolling with Zay Flowers. So mark my words, this play will come into a factor down the road. And basically all they want to do is move bodies and go for a yard, and watch Daniel Falele get completely stood up, push back. Voorhees doesn't really move anybody either. Well, actually, Voorhees wasn't too. No, Voorhees moves his guy, to be fair. It's really Daniel Falele, who's 6'8", 360, and gets absolutely no movement on Shelby Harris. Shelby Harris pushes Falele right back into Henry's path. So just, unacceptable. This line isn't mean. This line isn't athletic. I don't know what the identity of this line is as a run blocking unit. Really, they only had success with some of those. I'm not going to call them, I'm not going to call them trick plays. That's not the right terminology. But like I said, you can't spam, trap, and wham all game. They're curveballs. They're not fastballs. The Baltimore Ravens run game needs a fastball. It's supposed to be that zone run game, but their offensive line does not execute. So that's all I have for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this breakdown, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here. And as always, my friends, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.